Sayyidina Zulkif Alaisalam. Allah has said in the Quran, and as to Ismail and Idris and Zulkif, each was of the persevering one, and we admitted them to our mercy. Surely they were of the righteous. Surah Ambiya, verses 85 to 86. And remember our servants Ibrahim and Ishaq and Yaqub, men of might and vision. Surely we purified them with a quality most pure, the remembrance of the abode. And surely they are with us, of the chosen, the excellent ones. And remember Ismail and Al-Yasa' and Zulkif, and they were all of the excellent ones. Surah Sad, verses 45 to 48. From the context of the Quran, it seems obvious that Zulkifl was a prophet, alayhi salam. The consensus of opinion also holds him as a prophet. But there are some scholars who believe that he was not a prophet, but a pious preacher on the right and just path. This is also the opinion of Ibn Jarir and Abu Najih. He had taken it upon himself to preach and guide his people and to judge between them with fairness, and that is why he was called Zulkifl. Ibn Jarir and Ibn Abi Hatim, rahimahumullah, have cited Mujahid rahimahullah as saying that when Al-Yasa' grew old, he wished to choose someone to guide men during his lifetime, so that he could see how he carried on. He therefore assembled the people and expressed his desire to appoint someone who fulfilled 3 conditions. He wanted a man who fasted during the day, kept vigil in the night praying to Allah, and who never lost his temper. One of the men with defective eyes stood up and said, "I. Do you observe fast in the day, keep awake at night, and never get angry?" "Yes," said the man. That day he did not select him. The same thing happened the next day. None of the people spoke at all, but the same man arose again and claimed to fulfill the conditions and was selected. Iblis the devil set his team of devils against this man, but they could not succeed against him. So he decided to deal with him himself and misguided him. Iblis came to him in the afternoon when he used to have a short nap. This man did not sleep in the night or at any other time during the day, but for this short nap. Iblis knocked at the door, and he was in the guise of an old man. "Who is there?" asked Zulkifl. "An old sheikh, destitute," came the reply. He hurried to the door and opened it. Iblis narrated a long grievance. "I have a dispute with my people who oppress me." And he carried on and on until the time of Zulkifl's nap was over. He assured him that if he came to his courts, he would look into the matter. But he did not find him there that evening or the next morning. Again, as he prepared for the nap, there was a rap at the door. "Who is that?" he asked. "An old, helpless sheikh," came the answer. "Did I not ask you to see me in court?" asked Zulkifl. He replied, "My people are wicked. At the court, they told me that they would give me my rights, but then denied it, as we were out of it." Zulkifl asked him to come to the courts for redressal. His time for the afternoon siesta was again over. At the courts, he did not find the old man. The next morning he looked for him again, but the old sheikh was not there. The previous evening and the morning he was feeling drowsy from lack of sleep. So, that afternoon he gave instructions that no one should be allowed to disturb him while he had his short sleep. At the particular time, the old sheikh kept his appointment as he had been doing the previous 2 afternoons. But there was a man at the door this time who asked him to go away. He protested that he had come the previous day and submitted his supplication, but the gatekeeper did not allow him in. We are commanded not to let anyone in. The old man climbed in the house and knocked the door from inside. Zulkifl woke up and asked the gatekeeper if he had given him any instructions. He explained that he had not allowed him in and he could see that the door was shut as before. Zulkifl now recognized who the old man was and asked him point blank, "Are you not the enemy of Allah?" He answered, "Yes, you did not let me succeed in my strategies, so I hoped to anger you." Thus Allah called him Zulkifl, for he had fulfilled the responsibility that he had taken over himself. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma, Abdullah bin Harith, Muhammad bin Qais, and Ibn Hujayra al-Akbar, rahimahumullah, and others have narrated about the same thing. Ibn Abi Hatim rahimahullah has transmitted from Kanana bin Akhnas that he heard Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu anhu say, while he was on the pulpit, that Zulkifl was not a prophet but a righteous man who offered 100 rak'ats, that is units, of salah every day. He made it a duty upon himself. Ibn Jarir rahimahullah has transmitted from Abdul Razak that Abu Umar radiyallahu anh has narrated that he heard the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say that Kifl was of the Banu Israel, who was a great sinner. Continuing further, anyway, this Al-Kifl was not the Zulkifl of whom we are talking. This Al-Kifl was without any addition to his name. Allah knows best. Sayyidina